that have been stated. I think when you mentioned semiconductors and you mentioned auto prices, when you strip those out, because those push up the mean, they push up the averages. So the headline inflation rate, when you strip those out and you just look at the median is still quite within the Fed's range. And of the forces that tend to drive inflation, you can really narrow it down to wages and rents as the two key factors. And rents have fallen quite a bit. They'll climb in line, perhaps slightly with housing prices, but we expect them to not be significantly inflationary, and with still a lot of labor market healing yet to occur, that wages will not present upward pressure. And right now it's difficult. It's just very noisy. It's just, we're coming out of a pandemic. There's a lot of supply demand mismatch. There's a lot of issues with the labor market and unemployment benefits. And so it can be very hard to get a read on it, but we do think it very much will settle down. I think from an asset allocation perspective, over the course of this year, we have been very favorable on kind of broad reopening and reflation and cyclical ideas. We have been above consensus from a U.S. growth perspective, above consensus from a global growth perspective, and so we very much have favored equities relative to debt, which I'm sure is quite consensus. We within equities, we have favored, like I just mentioned, cyclicals. So we're looking at industrials, materials, energy broadly. We now see the world moving a bit from early cycle to mid cycle. So I think the easiest gains are behind us. So it's more about alpha versus beta, so to speak. So we are looking more from an active management perspective, from a hedge fund perspective, and just being more selective as well. And now looking at bit balancing between cyclicals, say, and some of the growthier parts of the market like tech. Whereas before we were really focused on cyclicals, we're looking at balancing the marginal investment dollar, so to speak, going forward, just based on where we are in the cycle.